Alright, so here's me leaving just so you could see the extent of how good the plastic is. As we go along, we'll show you how I got it tight along the pylons, underneath stuff, around the block, along the stone blocks. Up against the wall. Now you were saying something about putting a sump pump in here. The best place to put a sump pump is the lowest spot in the crawl, which is you come in the hatch and you take your immediate left, which would be this corner. We got a pipe over there. That's the lowest spot in the crawl. That's where the water was the deepest the other day. What I would do is I'd pull this fabric back, this plastic back, dig a hole, put a 5-gallon bucket. The 5-gallon bucket has holes drilled into the sides. On the outside of the bucket, you wrap it with geofabric, permeable barrier, lets water through but not to sand. Bury that in the ground with 1 inch of the bucket lid sticking up. The water, you don't want the water going into the bucket from the top. It's designed so if you drill holes in a bucket, the water will come in through the side of the bucket. You set your sump pump down in there, put an outlet right here, you can plug it in right there. The sump pump works on a float. When the water gets in the bucket, the float lifts up and it starts pumping water out. You run the hose right out through that vent. It's an economical thing, and it's easy to do. You just got to remember to wrap the outside of your bucket that you drilled the holes in with the fabric. If not, then sand gets in the bucket and it'll clog up the pump. And the bucket also has to be 1 inch above grade, above everything else, so sand and dirt over time doesn't end up down in the bucket. And other than that, the only skills required is putting an outlet up here on the joist, and it should be GFI protected. And you could run that off another circuit and just put a GFI on it, and then make sure that you run your pipe out through well away from the house, out past that deck. All right, and now I'm going to haul off all of that wet, nasty garbage right there, and there's a lot of it. Oh my gosh. You can't really get the scope of how much is out there, but it's heavy too, because there's like wet insulation and rotted boards and junk out there that I'm gonna haul off. Alrighty.